star. Wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like lemon drops. High above the chimney top, that's where you find me.
Somewhere Over the Rainbow, performed by
Israel Kamakavivo.
And God said, "This is the token of the covenant which I make between me and you and every living creature that is with you for perpetual generations. I do set my bow in the cloud, and it shall be for a token of a covenant between me and the earth. And it shall come to pass, when I bring a cloud over the earth, that the bow shall be seen in the cloud. And I will remember my covenant, which is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh. And the waters shall no more become a flood to destroy all flesh. And the bow shall be in the cloud, and I will look upon it, that I may remember the everlasting covenant between God and every living creature of all flesh that is upon the earth." And God said unto Noah, "This is the token of the covenant, which I have established between me and all flesh that is upon the earth."
Genesis 9:12 through 17.
Praise the Lord, praise the Lord. Welcome to the Sunday night word. I'm very thankful to have been offered this opportunity and thankful to be able to be here. When Bobby first said that he wanted to do this, and he looked at all of us and told us that he was planning on doing, and he said, you want to pick something that maybe be outside of what the realm of what church is. He looked directly at me and said, maybe something like Somewhere Over the Rainbow, talk about that. And I don't know if he knew what that song meant to me as far as this version. Now, I know this version of the song, you probably are, it's not the original. And you've heard what that person is, but we usually just call him Brother Is. But for me personally, being half Hawaiian in this song, this has been the version that I've pretty much known. I know the song is originally from, obviously, at the beginning of Wizard of Oz. But for me, this specific version has always had an impact. I am half Hawaiian. There's a lot of songs that Hawaiians have covered, things that they have sang from other artists, other versions, that usually this was the only one we knew. So I would say that I've heard this song from Brother Is way more than the actual Wizard of Oz. And I probably even saw Wizard of Oz later and then was like, oh, this is the song, that he sang. And then came to the realization that this is a cover. But one reason it's always been an impact to me is it's always reminded me of that promise. The promise that God made Noah, the promise and the covenant that he made, of just, I'm never going to do this again. I'll never flood the earth. As long as your generations and generations and generations, you're going to be fine. I'm not going to do this ever again. I won't ever wipe the slate clean as far as using a flood. And in our day and age, let's be honest, it's probably has lost its luster as far as the significance of a rainbow, but it's always been that original thought for me. And whenever I see a rainbow, I'm always reminded specifically of these scriptures and the promise that he has given. And then it usually starts me to think about other promises of like, he won't ever forsake you, promises of everything he's ever just let us know that he's got us. He's always been protecting us. He's always going to be there. That's why it's such a significant version for me. I've always been attracted to this version, and it's always been an impact because of just the tone in which he carries this song. The sound of a ukulele just is always been a great sound to hear for me. It just feels more personable for me, and you can just feel like he's singing about something more than just birds. He's singing something about more. There is something more above and beyond that rainbow. And it's what we're all striving for. I think we all are. You are a faith-driven person. You have this idea of what heaven's going to be like. You have this idea of that promise that God has made, that if you live faithful, you're going to be able to hear those words, and you're going to be able to experience what's above that rainbow and beyond. And so that's what I've always thought of whenever I see a rainbow. Whenever I think of every promise that God has laid on us. I think with the times we are in and everything, it's been more apparent that we've got to focus on the promises. Focus on what God has promised you. Focused on what is going to change you. And if I could encourage you more than anything as your week goes on, I would love to say it would be great if you saw a rainbow. That way you could think about that promise and thinking about what is beyond that rainbow. But probably a little bit nicer. Maybe you're not going to get as much rain. Maybe you won't see too many rainbows, but you do see a rainbow. I hope you take a moment to stop, think. He's made that promise, and think about every promise he's ever promised you, and focus on looking up. With everything that's going on in our world today, I want to encourage you. Keep looking up. Keep getting that strength from him. Keep remembering every single promise. And that's what I want to encourage you for this week. Now, you may not be able to see a rainbow at all this week because of whatever weather you are, but I just happened to have a picture of a rainbow, and it was in KNI. KNI, if you don't know, is a place in Maui that's very close and near to my family's heart. It's where my dad was born and raised, where a lot of my family is. And it is a place that, if you've ever been, you can tell there's not much that has been touched by human hands. Yeah, there's a few places where you can tell, there are some human interactions, some buildings that were built, but for the most part, if you've ever been in KNI, what you really see and what you look around is it's just very minimalized, touched by any human hand. This picture just happens to be on the campground where we usually have our reunions. It just so happened, like right after the rain, this rainbow came across, and it was just an amazing picture, an amazing time with family that we had. And it was an amazing just thought of, man, there's that promise again. There's that promise that I don't have to worry about the rain coming in and taking over. I don't have to worry about a thing because God has got this. So as you go on throughout your week, hopefully this will be a version of a rainbow that you have and a reminder of the promise that God has made in your life. And even if you don't see a physical rainbow at all, just always think about when you see a rainbow, man, he's made a promise for me. He's got me. He's giving me strength from this. And man, I cannot wait to see what's above that rainbow. If you do end up seeing a physical rainbow, or if you end up looking up, just remember that he's got this. He's got my back. He's given me every promise he keeps. And one day, as long as I remain faithful, as long as I continue to rely on him and continue to focus on him, I will be able to see just somewhere over that rainbow and be able to see everything that has been promised to me and see a place where there will be no pain, no tears, and we'll be able to enjoy our presence in Him. God bless you. I hope this does help you throughout the week, and I hope specifically it brings you into a better mood as far as Mondays go. How about we say, bring it on Monday?